Hey guys! The second season of House of the Dragon is coming up June 16th, just 2 days left, and the lucky, privileged critics have received some of the first 2 episodes. Others received up to 4 episodes, and the first reviews are out while I'm having my coffee here. Comment below if you're excited, if you've watched the first season, you're dying for the second season to arrive. Comment below. And without further ado, let's go straight to my computer screen. How does this type of video work? I'm going to read the review, give you the source it came from, and then I'll give my comment. You can give yours in the comments below, okay? Let's get started. Too many side quests, not enough at stake. USA Today wrote that the second season of House of the Dragon had more of everything, from dragons and blood to confusion and plot holes. They wrote multiple scenes where common sense and logic flew out the window, introduced more twists and surprises without any context or feeling to support them, and added more gratuitous violence that borders on outright indecency. There are too many side quests and low risks for me to worry about the battle for the Iron Throne, which should be the focus of the series. In other words, the USA Today review was negative. Firstly, there are numerous side missions, so the focus is obviously on the throne war, and in this case, the Dance of the Dragons will occur. There's quite a lot of secondary stuff happening that obviously, since he didn't mention whether he watched the first 2 episodes or 3 or 4, what I've heard is that in the first 2 episodes it's very stagnant, a lot of nitpicking to the side, quite a lot of secondary plot, and then it all comes together in the middle and explodes like an atomic bomb. So maybe in defending it, going to bat for it, USA Today might suddenly get access to the first 2 episodes, maybe finally. Plus, there's a lot of gratuitous violence that caught my eye. Of course, just like we're watching The Boys has a lot of political issues. At the same time, there's a lot of violence and even a lot of scatology, but there are political plots. So in the case of House of the Dragon, it's pretty much the same thing. Political plots, war, violence, sex, and drugs, and everything else. Here in this case, there are even brothers there, relatives there also partying. But come on. Comment below and let's move on to the next one. Let's go. The series looks satisfactorily grand. Vogue, however, thought differently, noting that the web series broke the long line of Myth TV content. They also pointed out that the dragons and castles remained the focus of the series writing. There are many dragon scenes in these episodes. Massive, beautifully rendered CG behemoths stomp and fly through the air, spitting fire and destroying everything in their path. It's a little surprising to contemplate how many millions funded the aerial sequences. One in particular made me sigh. And the settings, castles, ruined chambers, fields, and forests have a huge scale that makes the series look satisfyingly grandiose. I noticed here that Vogue praised the technical aspect a lot, and we know that HBO doesn't skimp on these series. They have a seal of quality in the market. Game of Thrones seemed to me like something more dated many years ago, but it already had a lot of quality. And it's logical that as time goes by, computer graphics get better. And the dragons here are obviously top-notch special effects. But here Vogue only spoke in a technical way. It's sensational. They didn't mention the story, which was the criticism of the last review. Therefore, the reviews complement each other, because the other one didn't say anything about the technical aspect. It talked more about the script and the plots. Comment below what you think. Let's move on to the next one. Dragon on dragon violence as promised. Variety noted that while the first season was nothing more than a glorified setup for dancing dragons, in the second season they wrote that the series finally feels like what it should be. They wrote, quote, "The new episodes, 4 of which were screened for critical success, so Variety watched 4 episodes, contain much of what was missing from its predecessors, from the development of important relationships to the dragon-on-dragon violence promised by the title House of the Dragon. It was elevated, enhanced, and expanded in scope, all in service of a show now as dark figuratively as it already was literally." So really in the first season there were more plots, there were some battles, but there wasn't so much dragon on dragon. There were people there using the dragons, but no dragon there fighting dragons. what we've all been waiting for, House of the Dragon. It's not House of the Dragon, but actually Dance of the Dragons. That's what's about to happen. And it seems that in the first 4 episodes, we've already had a glimpse. The fans are never satisfied. In Game of Thrones, there was plenty of political plot. So some episodes were less action and more brain. And the families were also prominently featured. And we ended up getting attached, the Stark family and so on. Right now here, there's not much. Apart from the main family storyline, of course, it doesn't focus much on the other families. And we know that Game of Thrones is about family feuding. It's about intra-family feuds and family against family. They're really focusing on the Targaryens here. And besides, some people complain about the lack of political intrigue here. And on the other hand, some say there's not enough dragon violence. So people need to figure out what they want. Comment below. IndieWare is struggling to escape its own pitfalls. IndieWare wrote that everything that happens in the first few episodes of the second season does little to pique curiosity. While they note that the series still fulfills its purpose, they wrote, quote, "So far, the second season is struggling to escape its own pitfalls. The plot progresses. The characters focus on what we've already seen. New developments on any of the fronts do little to increase our curiosity. For those who want to tune in and be rewarded with exactly what they expect, plus an extra kill or two that gives you goosebumps, maybe that's enough." But House of the Dragon's homework, compared to Game of Thrones, should only go as far as its prequel status demands. My God, the critic is speaking very nicely here. It was noticeable that it was a bit negative. The story seems to drag on without contributing to the development of either the characters or the plot. So you can tell, both from the first and the last review, that there is a difficulty with the script in moving the stories forward. Separate plots, irrelevant things, characters that don't evolve. Now, on the technical part, there's a lot of praise, especially for the graphics and special effects. When you look at it, it's believable that the dragon exists, but I want to hear from you all. Comment below each of these comments, these criticisms that you found. Remember, I'm here 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a day to excite and update you. So comment below what you think and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button so you don't miss out on anything. See you in the next video. See you later.